We arrived in the Wild West, looking for my ancestor, Tennessee Kid Cooper. A legendary outlaw whose bank robberies were some of the most daring in Cooper lore. When we arrived, it took some time to locate him. But we eventually found him. In prison. His arrest was the handiwork of the local sheriff, who had celebrated by posting his own picture all over town. Talk about an ego. We needed to bust Tennessee out of jail. But after some furious calculations, Bentley determined that the best way to do that was from the inside. For the first time in my career, I was going to have to let the law catch me. This could be a real challenge.
Sly, they're already rigging a noose for Tennessee, so we don't have time for a complicated plan. All my data points to one thing. The quickest route inside that prison is to get yourself arrested.
Get myself arrested? I trust you, Bentley, but I'm not sure about getting locked up in this town.
Sorry, Sly. It's the only way we're gonna reach Tennessee in time. There's just one problem. They're holding Kid Cooper in the maximum security wing. To get yourself thrown in there, you're gonna have to gain outlaw status. So you need to make sure you build a rep before they catch you. Otherwise, they'll throw you in with the common criminals.
Ugh, you mean like jaywalkers and litterbugs? Not gonna happen.
Well, around these parts, it's probably more like goat thieves and tobacco spinners. But you get the point. For starters, why don't you try defacing all those posters of the sheriff around town? That ought to put a burr under his saddle. Get it? Because we're in the Old West? Well, anyway, I'll just let you get started.
Find a poster, make it look goofy, and move on. Just like junior high.
I'd buy that one.
Not for sale. It's Puny Greenhorn. Wow. I bet the original artist damaged his vision staring at this guy.
Oh, he's going to hate that one.
Let's hope so. I call it counterfeit courage. If I was as homely as this guy, I would not hang my picture everywhere.
Excellent work, Sly.
I wish I could tear them down. Here's Weakling of the West. I don't think vain begins to describe this guy.
Looking good, Sly.
It's an improvement. I'll name this one the Homely Buckaroo. What kind of sheriff puts up posters of himself?
Nice work, Sly. You're a regular Picasso.
I love a challenge. I call it 10-star loser. This guy's a real egomaniac.
I think you just achieved troublemaker status, Sly.
Oh, now this really chaps my hide! I'm going to find this artist and bust his thumbs! And maybe his pinky. Ugh.
We definitely got under his skin, Sly. You ready for phase 2?
Absolutely.
Apparently, the sheriff also loves lollipops, but his favorite is a particular Cuban variety which has to be shipped in specially. Supposedly, they taste like rice and beans.
Ugh, gross.
Agreed. But if we clean him out, he'll have to wait weeks for the next shipment, and that should really tick him off.
I bet Murray would like that lollipop.
Great job! You just became a criminal, Sly. All right, this is going perfectly. You'll be locked up in no time.
You know, you're a little too excited about sending me to the slammer, Bentley.
It's all about the job, Sly. Speaking of which, in case you hadn't noticed, this Sheriff Toothpick is his own biggest fan. In fact, it looks like he's throwing himself a festival, and it's in full swing. If you take that banner down, I'm sure it'll be the final straw.
Right. Let's go rain on this guy's parade. I just need to get up to the banner. I can't believe this guy has an appreciation festival for himself. Okay, there's the banner. Just need to knock those clothespins off.
Hold your fires, boss! That there is the scribbly, lolly-thieving outlaw I've been looking for! Well, amigo. You just booked yourself a permanent room in this stony lonesome.
Looks like it's up to me to recon the area. I need to get some shots of that prison, but I better keep a low profile. I don't want to alert the guards. Sly and Tennessee Kid Cooper are in that high tower. That's an interesting sign. Let me get a shot. Unless I'm mistaken, that is definitely a munitions dump. Very handy. Huh. Aha! There is clearly some structural weakness along the rear wall.
Howdy.
Howdy yourself. Looks like you must have ticked old Toothpick off pretty good. I like that. You got a name?
It's Sly. Sly Cooper.
Now, son, you should know I don't take kindly to folks funning on my family name.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I swear, I'm not joking. I can explain.
Talk ain't worth spit, boy. Only one way to prove you're a Cooper. Bust us out of here.
Right. My friend Bentley's working on that. I hope.
Sly, press the square button to swing that ball. Sly, you need to make your way to the bottom of the tower. Sly, here's your chance. Use the ball to break down that door and bust Tennessee out.
All right. I guess break time is over.
You can probably move that container.
Why am I the only one with a ball and chain here?
Listen, friend, they're planning on paying me tomorrow. You want to trade? Just stay right here and lend you my moral support.
You all know about my secret vault, which I guess means stay so secret. Whatever, forget that. The point is, there's a lot of important stuff in there. So you all need to keep your mouth shut about it. Except to tell the new guards about it, I guess. Well, thanks. Anyway, this is getting mighty complicated. Okay. Look, I don't want to hear nobody's talking about it.
Try moving those
Okay,
containers.
so having any interlopers find their way inside. Understood? Good. Toothpick out. All right. As you all know, we got a lot of work to do. And by we, of course I mean you.
Yes, you did it.
It's an operation.
Sly, you're gonna need Tennessee to carry the TNT to blow the perimeter wall. Needless to say, you'll want to make sure he steers clear of things like fire or bullets.
Naturally. Thanks, Bentley.
Son, who is it you keep talking to?
I have a thing in my ear that lets me talk to my friend. And now he's telling me you need to carry some of that TNT so we can blow the gate.
Sure. I got voices in my head telling me to blow things up too. They've been right so far. Let's get to it.
Look around, Sly. There's bound to be a switch somewhere.
Figure I'll wait by the door while you work this one out.
Attention! So I've been figuring out the new work schedule, and I see a whole saddlebag's worth of
Try not to forget who's carrying the dynamite.
Time off! What is carnation? Working here? Just the fresh air, exercise,
I'd like to make it through this in one piece, if you don't mind. Well, looks like we can mosey along now.
Figured out the solution.
Nice job,
So
Sly.
from the power vested in me, I hereby declare time off illegal. That's right. So don't worry about it no more, cause you can't have it.
Sly, use that melting pot to move Tennessee forward. Just avoid the flames.
Well, looks like our goose ain't cooked yet.
Keep moving, Sly.
Can't be lollygagging, son. This TNT ain't gonna blow itself up, you know? Let's get. Well, looks like we can mosey along now.
Way to go, Sly. Well, it looks like somebody's supplying Toothpick with new technology. That is a phased carper race, Sly. One touch means instant death. Switch into your jailbreak costume and try using that ball in a different way. Press the R2 button to get on top of it. You should be able to ride it around using the left stick.
Well, looks like I'm staying put for the time being. Huh, that did the trick. Let's keep moving along.
Sly, it appears that archway in front of the door is some kind of locking mechanism. And that block is the key. Now you just need to figure out how to get it in there.
So, tell me about Sheriff Toothpick.
Toothpick? That shady son of a gun is crookeder than a sack of corkscrews. Plus, he framed me for that bank job and took the gold himself. I just know it.
Salutations, hello, greetings. Okay, as you boys should know, tomorrow ain't my birthday. do not care. I want the cake anyway. Yes, so I need to rustle me up a big old chocolate cake with the candles and the frosting and lots of sprinkly things. Right? Then I'm going to blow out my candles and eat my cake. All of it. While you sing me a birthday
All right.
song.
I guess break time is
Right?
over.
Fun, right? Fun, right? And then this is mandatory. Oh, and don't forget my presents.
Use the ball to get across the floor, Sly.
For once, I might be glad I'm carrying the TNT.
Here it is, Toothpick here. I wanted to remind you all that it's that time of year again. Yes, sir. It's time for the annual Toothpick Appreciation Festival. Yeehaw! Right then, cowboy. I cannot wait, baby. I'm happier than a jackalope in a powder cake. It's going to be stupendous. We got the same great event that I know you all love, and you get to celebrate me. Oh, you lucky dogs. It probably don't need saying that anybody dying during the contest ain't getting paid. Just be smart. Don't get yourself killed, and everybody's going to have a great time. That is all.
Funny how I'm the one who's got to love the dynamite. Well, let's get going. I ain't getting any younger. I just want to say I knew you was a Cooper the second I laid eyes on you.
Thanks, but Tennessee, we need to go. You ready?
Well, not really. Whoa! Yeah!
Somehow, we had managed to survive and make it back to the hideout. Once there, Tennessee gave us the lowdown, how he'd been planning the bank heist that should have gone down in Cooper lore as his masterpiece, only to have a mysterious new sheriff arrest him before he even reached the bank. Curiously, the robbery still occurred, and all the bank's gold was stolen. Tennessee was charged even though he was already in prison, and the gold was never recovered. Of course, he had a strong suspicion it was Sheriff Toothpick himself who had stolen the gold and framed him. And after a little research, there was no doubt he was right. Bentley was able to uncover plenty of information about the sheriff. Although he changed his appearance somewhat, Toothpick was a two-bit gangster from present-day Eastern Europe. According to his file, he'd grown up loving two things: gold and cowboy movies. He eventually specialized in gold robberies, and for a while had masterminded some of the largest scores around the world. Then he abruptly vanished. The word was he had always thought of himself as a gunslinger, and it looked like he had found a way to make that a reality. The guy was a real loose cannon. We'd have to watch our backs if we were going to steal back the missing gold and restore Tennessee Kid Cooper's reputation as the greatest outlaw of the Old West.